I'm going to try and mock up a piece live on camera. One of you guys in the comments said, hey, we really need, like, we don't have a good transition to Hellscape. What if you had a portal that would get you to the Hellscape from Wildlands? And it was a really cool idea. So we're gonna try that. So basically, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out the footprint of the thing and then how it sits with our other pieces, and trying to get as much compatibility as possible, right? Because when we do the piece, we want it to be able to, people to use it in a whole bunch of different ways. So we got this drawing, and then I roughly transfer that to foam, and we're going to turn this into a thing. This is going to turn into this will be a point here, it'll slope down to here, there'll be another little point there, and everything. Ready? And go.
I love seeing this process. It's very rad. This is Falco Mac.
Give you a sense of how long all this stuff takes. We haven't even gotten to sculpting. Man, this thing is massive. Hello!
Hey everyone!
Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is On the Anvil episode 3. That's right, it's episode 3 because this is now an episodic. We've had such success with the previous 2 episodes. We're gonna make this thing a regular thing, a regular show. We're not entirely sure if it's gonna be weekly or bi-weekly or what day. We're still sort of figuring out the logistics, but we're gonna be streaming to you constantly, regularly. We're gonna commit at least 1 stream a week. So I guess that is one stream.
Yeah, it's weekly.
Yeah.
It's not bi-weekly in the sense of 2 streams a week, but if you want to go crazy.
Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna at least once a week. We're gonna come to you with an On the Anvil. We're also gonna continue war games and maybe some D&D games and what other shows we're gonna have? Oh, we have Critical Rebuild.
Critical Rebuild tomorrow. Yeah, we have tomorrow Critical Rebuild with Tyler again. He did the last one. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So where are we? So I'm Nate. We're here at Dwarven Forge. I'm joined with Mace and Selena, and secretly behind the camera we have Chris and Casey in here, and we're gonna hang out for roughly the next 2 hours and show you a little bit behind the curtain what happens here at Dwarven Forge. Show some of the stuff in development. We're kind of trying to build a little format for the show. So we're gonna talk about giveaways. We're gonna do news. We're going to do sort of a follow-up from last week's piece that we were working on, this bad boy. And then we're going to look at some new stuff, some waterfalls for Wildlands. And then in between it, we're going to have some questions. And I guess you guys will have the questions. We'll have the answers. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see where else it goes. It'll be live, Dwarven Forge Live. Woo! So we should, speaking of giveaways, let's... what do we have for giveaway?
I'm so glad you asked. Today, we're giving away, no matter what, a resin lava prototype.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
And the original mock.
We got a camera? Let's do it.
So Nate's, as you saw last week, Nate does mocks of all of our pieces. And so to kind of celebrate showcasing that process, we are giving away a mock and its corresponding prototype.
Ooh. And look at this. Toby rigged up. Wires in there. It's got LEDs. Yeah. And you know what? Do we love our viewers?
Oh yes.
That's a trick question, right?
Yeah.
Trick question. Yeah. We're throwing the version 1 of this too. Whoa! Look at this. The original 6-inch waterfall. We're doing waterfalls because we're doing waterfalls today. So these are, even though they're lava falls. All right. So we're giving this away no matter what, and we'll sign them. We'll put your name on there. We'll make it awesome. Maybe we'll throw some stickers in that bag, and I don't know what else.
Yeah, and that's fun stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I'm addicted to giveaways. So.
I know. And then,
what else? Is that it? That's it, right?
No. Oh, silly you.
So glad I asked.
We wouldn't be Dwarven Forge if we didn't have stretch goals. So for our giveaways this evening, we have stretch goal giveaways. So for 150 viewers, we will randomly draw someone in the U.S. only to win some Die Hard dice. If we reach 200 viewers, U.S. only, you will win another set of Die Hard dice.
Wait, let's show. Do we have a clip of the Die Hard?
Oh yeah, we got a beauty clip.
Yeah. So these are the forged. These are a custom forged set that they made for us. Look at that. They've got a little anvil on the 20, and we have 4 choices of color to choose from. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yep, and then if that wasn't enough, if we hit 250 viewers, which it's what we're trying to hit, partner. Please help us get to 250 viewers this evening. We will be giving away a Resin Lakes set.
I've got a piece in hand too. So these were the let's see here. These were our resin cavern pieces. They've got a double pour of resin, so there's clear water on top of the thing. Hard to get. So we have a set of it's rivers and walls, cavernous rivers and walls. Cool set sitting over here.
What year was that made?
Oh, I don't know. It was at least 10 or 15 years ago. Yeah. Oof. We just managed to do another batch, but yeah, they're awesome. And so, the whole point of this is we're trying to, we can hit partner this week if we can get 150 to 200 eyeballs tonight. It'll push us over to partner, I guess, between tonight and tomorrow night. So tell your friends, go take a second and tweet or text them, or I guess nobody's actually, there's no contact.
Yeah. Call them. Hey, FaceTime them.
Yeah, it's a reason to reach out in the midst
of
social.
After you sanitize your phone.
Yeah.
Sanitize your phone.
Well, good news is we're already at 126, so we're 25 away. If we can sustain that for 5 minutes.
So 5 minutes. So we have to hit our first stretch goal, 150 viewers. Stay for 5 minutes. Then we'll give out some dice. Wow, this is gonna be wild. All right, so let's go to news.
News.
You know what we need? We need little motion. News.
Did you hear that, Gabe? Gabe, start working on it right now.
News. I'll do the sound effects for you.
Gabe is our apprentice video wizard who does our motion graphics.
Yeah.
So some of the news that's going to be happening is obviously coronavirus is affecting everyone, not just companies. But with that, we are not able to really disclose dates on fulfillment for a lot of things yet, but we are working tirelessly to make sure it gets to you. Our office is actually under a light quarantine where we're waiting for the shutdown, and then we're going to respectively still stream, but the most appropriate way. So we're going to figure out...
Pretty much everybody is... Today was an exception because we had 5 people in here today, but basically as of last Friday, everybody's been working from home. Yeah, for sure.
And the people that have been coming in are people that are avoiding trains or live 2 blocks away. So
Mace lives literally not even 2, a block and a half.
Yeah. Come stalk me. I'm quarantined. I'll definitely be there. So with that, we can't really make any firm deadlines, but we hope to entertain you on this channel while you're stuck at home.
And we're promised we're gonna do 1 stream a week for you throughout this. No matter if I have to stream from my basement, I will. Which looks like where I'll be hanging out with the wife and kids for the next...
nice.
Well, actually, they'll be upstairs. I'll be working in the basement.
Well, if you get to 1,000, they can finally see that firstborn that they've been promised.
Grayson, no, listen, we're not giving you away. Don't worry.
No, he loves you too much. So besides that,
sorry, random aside, big news in the news front. Grayson beat me 3 games in a row in Magic. This is kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
He's playing Commander. Right now he's 7. He's playing a Commander deck, Stompy Terrors. It's a bunch of big... He named himself bunch of big green creatures, and he beat me 3 games in a row, and he was really, really proud.
That's
so he wants the world to know.
Yeah, you're a child prodigy. You're going to be the best at Magic. It's like the new chess, so keep working on it.
Finale of Devastation at 12 mana for the double.
What other news do we have?
Other news we actually have a few Kickstarters going on that we want to support. I actually have it written down because there's a couple different companies. One of them,
I guess we can start with Norse Foundry.
Yeah.
Norse Foundry, yes.
Modular minis.
Modular minis. No, you're good. One of the things that we gave away actually on Eli's Sculpt stream, if you want to watch it, is modular minis. They're very cool. Norse Foundry made them where you can swap in arms and stuff on a mini. Unpainted, super cool. Customize it.
Adventurers and Adversaries is the name. We should throw a link in there. It's Adventurers and Adversaries. They are doing it under a different brand because Charles, who is sculpting them, is not part of Norse Foundry or whatever. It's a little confusing to find, but it's really cool. The idea is you can customize. If you have a Kenku PC, there's 12 arms or something, 6 of each side to choose from. So you could choose, if you're a bard, you choose the loot or whatever. You can swap out the weapons and stuff to customize the characters. They're pretty cool.
So
and they're at 98% funded or something. So they just need a couple of
get them
backers.
there.
The link to that is now in the chat. The next one we have is Monty Cook Games with, you have to say it.
Atolus.
Atolus.
No, just
Atolus.
the P is silent thing. I don't know. So it's a really hard thing to say.
Link will be somewhere.
We'll put it in the description also.
And this is Monty Cook is wildly prolific, right? That guy just churns out like 1,000 pages like it's breakfast or something. He's outrageous. But yeah, this is a thing he did, I think 10 years ago. He made this setting, and he's now updating it and translating it. His team, the team is translating it into 5e and the Cipher system, which is the same thing for Numenera and the Strange and whatever. But one of the things we love about it is Monty's been collecting Dwarven Forge since like day one. He has a massive resin collection. So a bunch of the dungeons in the book he built with Dwarven Forge pieces. And he made the maps to work really nicely with Dwarven Forge, particularly with the resin, because that was all resin. So there's they sent me a really nice picture of one of his dungeons from the book, like out on this table.
Wait, is that the one that you showed? That's insane.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. And he just had Chris Perkins and Bruce Cordell and Sean Reynolds, all like the three of them. We just did a live stream a few days ago talking about it, and they were talking about his Dwarven Forge setups on the table. So like they're big Dwarven Forge fans. At some point we'd love to actually do something with them. We've been talking about kicking something around at some point because they're an awesome company. I don't know if you guys have the Strange or the Black Cube or No Thank You Evil if you've got kids, but they're really smart and prolific game makers. And I mean Monty's a legend. Like Anyway, so they've got 48 hours left in that or something?
They have 48 hours to go. And one really cool thing actually about that Kickstarter is that they're providing a free PDF with some of the info that you can download online. So before you're waiting for it to ship to you, they have something free to keep you satiated while you're locked inside.
While you're waiting 12 months for delivery. Anyway, they're good people.
And then the last one is Real Game Effects. I'll also put the link down below. But I think you actually know more about this one than me anyway. So
if you guys have the Fog Monster, they're doing Fog Monster 2. Maybe you don't have a Fog Monster. You're familiar with the Fog Monster, right? It's good but cantankerous. Right?
Great.
But it's a kind of pain in the ass. So they fixed a bunch of the things that were the pain in the ass.
Like, did they have a switch?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
An on-off switch. It's a bit revolutionary.
You used to have to plug in, unplug it whenever you needed to turn it off and on.
We've used a lot of Fog Monster.
Yes.
Now Fog Monster 2 is fixing a bunch of the things that weren't great about Fog Monster 1. So it's everything you love about Fog Monster 1, but better. And they've done they've done some terrain pieces, and they've thought about everything is Dwarven Forge compatible. They're collectors. Kurt has a bunch of Dwarven Forge stuff. Like they're big DF people, so they made sure everything plays really nicely. In fact, they made some of the bits are cast in like translucent clear, so you can put our light panels from Hellscape under.
Nice.
Like they're already thinking about being forward compatible with all this stuff that's coming. So it's pretty cool if you like a little bit of fog on your table, and they've also figuring out some of the condensation and stuff. So it's definitely worth checking out. They make some really cool. They make cool stuff. They make immersive props. We love those guys.
Posted that link too, but new news is that we are actually at 1:59. I set a 5-minute timer.
All right, set the timer.
Yeah, no, it's set. So as soon as that goes off, we'll be able to give away, I guess, our first 2 giveaways. Or should we still wait?
Now we'll do the dice first. We'll do the first giveaway after we finish
great.
our first update.
Sounds good.
Woo!
So we're giving away the dice first? Or are we giving away the lava first?
We already hit 150.
Yeah, give away the dice.
We're breaking stretch goals.
We're
like
gonna give the prototype away later, right?
Well, let's set the same time for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, do we have any other news? No news is news.
I believe that the news is we are healthy and young, and make sure that you stay
Speak for
inside.
yourself.
Well, I'm healthy and young and very self-involved, so I don't really care.
Anyway, we're not going anywhere right now.
Yeah.
Worry about yourselves.
We're looking to build our communities online, so please entertain us by doing social.
I think on Sunday I spent all 24 hours on social media.
Yeah. We actually have a Facebook page too, if anybody's on Facebook, where there's going to be a different separate giveaway on there. So we're trying to get to 1,000 on there. If you guys want to join, it's called the Official Dwarven Forge fan page.
Let's throw a link up. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
And we've got, what do we have, like 500 members, 600 members?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
If we get to 6, we're going to give away some Dread Hollow prototypes, original resin hand-painted prototypes. And I don't know what else. Nina's heading that up.
think because it's a private group, you might not be able to post a
Right,
link.
that's also what I'm thinking.
But how do people find it? There must be a way. I don't know. We'll find a way. We'll post a
We'll
link
find
in
a
there.
way. Yeah.
We'll post a link in there so you can
Life
join
finds a
that
way.
group. Mostly we just appreciate we have all these amazing platforms. We've got Discord, we've got the forums, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitch. It's just amazing how many different ways we can connect with you guys and all the really just awesome everything. Pictures, ideas, thoughts, rambles that are all coming in. So keep it coming. We love it. It's the nectar upon which it's the ambrosia which feeds our the Dwarvenite furnace.
Hey Mace, someone wants
Yeah,
to know
I'm
what the
posting
status of the giveaways.
Posting it.
The ones we've already given away.
Yep.
You sent them out? They're being sent
No.
out?
We're sending them out tomorrow.
Great.
There's a big pile of stuff on our desk.
Yes. We have been doing a lot of giveaways. So
Sorry?
A lot of
no,
giveaways.
it's perfect. It's great.
Good
people
problem to
happy.
have.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, do we actually have any? Do we have any questions before we dive into the Oblivion Nexus?
One person would like to know what up hamster, so hamster can answer that question.
Hopefully, Hamster's in the chat.
Are we automatically entered for the drawing just by watching the stream?
No. We're gonna have to do secret words. Right?
Yes.
We have secret keywords that we're gonna surprise you with, like words like "told us" with a silent P and stuff. That's really hard.
Don't say them.
Oh, I guess they're not secret. I don't know. We'll tell you. We'll tell you when the type of thing. You type it in the chat, and boom.
Yeah, I think one more note is if you guys are playing with Dwarven Forge while you're isolating, quarantined, what have you, please share it with us. We received a lot of pictures of people playing with their kids or their groups this weekend. It was really heartwarming, especially when we're all a little scared right now. So let's all share cute pictures with Dwarvenite.
Did you see Shad Ross's
Yeah, I
daughter,
did.
Willow?
Yeah, I did.
The best. Like the cheeks.
Yeah, she's got cheeks.
Selena likes the cheeks. All right, so let's. Any more questions, or should we look at the recap?
But we already did the recap.
I mean, the recap of last. We're looking at this thing.
We already did that.
No, we didn't. No. We're gonna look at it live.
So far,
We're gonna look,
Yeah. You're gonna recap this.
Yeah. If we don't have
Great.
any more questions, we're gonna look at.
no questions.
We did look at the video recap, which was awesome. Amazing work, Video Wizard.
Oh.
It's fully capped and recapped. All right. So, I will talk. Are we in close? Okay. So last week, I did a live mock-up experiment, which was fun, interesting. I don't know if, how it was to watch, but it was. I learned a bunch of things. One is it's hard for me to talk and think and cut all at the same time. I sort of end up doing none of them very well, so this time we're just going to sort of show stuff rather than actually try and work. And then maybe at the end I'll do some live cutting once I can stop thinking and kind of concentrate. I wasn't able to get too much done. But oh wait, you know what? Before I forgot on that note. So I'll go back to the wide for a second. So a couple of follow-up bits from that. So
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Oh yeah, so perfect. Let's do a giveaway.
right.
What's our secret word?
Giveaway time.
What's our secret word? Animal Crossing?
Oh my god.
No.
Horizons.
Prototype?
Horizons.
Dice?
Yeah, these are for dice.
It's for the dice,
Dice.
yeah.
Dice.
Secret word.
The secret word, they're indestructible. I dropped them. Horizons.
Horizons. All right.
Horizons.
Horizons. All right, so for these dice that I just dropped.
IZONS.
So type that in the chat, and then we'll do in a couple of minutes. We'll do the drawing, and we'll send those out to you, and throw a sticker in there too. All right. So
Yes.
quick follow-ups from last week. So I realized that it's hard. I can't answer questions well while I'm actually working. So a couple of things I want to tell you about was some poor guy said he was like, or gal, some person said, hey, I'm an amateur sculptor. Can I come work for you guys or whatever? And I was a little snippy to him or something. And I realized here's the thing. It's not, I said you lost me an amateur. Like you need the fire. If you want to come work here, like we all started as amateur. We all started somewhere. You got to sell it. Like just because you're an amateur, I want to feel it, right? If you want to apply for this thing, if you want to be here, you need to be like, I may be an amateur, but I am going to be a killer sculptor. I'm doing all these things. Like, show it. Spend 9 months making some stuff. Send us some pictures. Say, yeah, I'm still learning, but look what I'm doing. That, prove it to us that you wanna be here. Get that fire. We need that passion. We need that thing. It's okay if you're an amateur, but you need to have the fire. So that was all. I don't want to like discourage you from being artistic because you're an amateur. We all start there. But just sit on that fire and work and show us some pictures, and then we can talk. So I said that I mock up every single piece, and that's not totally true, right? There's a bunch of things, like our miniatures, I don't mock our minis. Some of the weirdly specific pieces, like there's a tree that Eli is doing that I didn't do a mock for. There's like that sorrow nest that Nina did I didn't do a mock for. Some of the stuff is derived from concept art. Sometimes the sculptors do the concept art. Sometimes we have people like Felipe or Crystal or Jacob Miller doing concept art. We have some other people doing concept art for us. But it's generally the more geometric stuff, right? The things that have specific fittings tend to have mocks. But some of the crazy stuff that's really hard to mock, like this weird tree that Eli's doing, is like there's no point in mocking it, right? You do a bunch of sketches and we go from there. And that's also like the important thing is like just because like this is a wildly collaborative process, like all the way through from concept through to the final thing to the final presentation. Like there's a ton of people putting input in. So like even though if I do make the mock, like this thing is so much bigger than any one of us, right? Like, that was one thing I feel like we didn't really explain well last week, is that like this is just one step in the whole process. Like and you'll get to see it, right? They'll get to see this Oblivion Nexus go through each of the stages and whatever. And along the way, people are coming up with cool ideas and little details, and each step of the way, more stuff gets added. So it's really important that this whole thing is way bigger than any single person, right? The power of the collective is just like a movie, right? There's everybody's putting their little piece in, from the wardrobe person to the makeup person to the actors to the writers to the everything, the colorists. It's all part of the whole. So that's important to remember. And someone also asked if I look at concept art or I look at inspiration art while I'm doing this stuff, and I said no, but I don't know why I said no, because it is yes, but it's not like so it's a combination of things. So one, we do like an artistic summit before we kick off, where we do a bunch of sketches, maybe we mess around with some sculpts, we do some D&D, we kind of get the feeling of the thing and generate a bunch of material there. And that's stuff that we did that in September? When was that Wildlands kickoff?
It was, yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
the one we did like Hyperspeed
The big
D&D, and
one?
Felipe was
September.
in, and John was in. That was September,
Yeah.
right? So we generated a whole, binders worth of art and stuff that we stole. And so that, like, I go through that stuff a lot, and people on the team go through that stuff a lot, and we pull, like, literally the Sorrow Nest was a thing that was like two different things that Nina had sketched in that time. And I was like, oh, this and this, we put them together and it becomes a thing and whatever. So we draw from all that, and I surf around the internet and look at other fantasy art for inspiration and the like. But then, like, once we go into the cutting and the this whatever, like I'm not looking at stuff at that point. It's all sort of internalized. But I don't know. So it's important to remember that we're drawing on a lot of inspiration and a lot of art and a lot of things that have been done out there, and particularly our team. Felipe is churning out art for us on a regular basis. We've got a lot of stuff that people here are sketching up stuff, so it's in there. I think that was it. All right, so let's look at this thing. So back to the close-up. So last week we mocked up a thing. It's supposed to be a portal to hell, or to the hellscape, a way to kind of go from Wildlands to down to hellscape or whatever. And this is sort of where we worked out. And this sort of shows how our iterative design works, right? So this was a first pass. It was like a rough first draft, as my son would say, Grayson would say, in second grade they call it a sloppy copy, right? So you jam out like a quick thing where you're not worried too much about it, right? And just have somewhere to start, right? A rough draft that you can do. So some of the things we're working on here, and a lot of things weren't working on here. So a couple of things that I liked, and I'm sort of walking through the process, right? So after we got through this thing, the next morning I analyzed it. And I'm like, okay, what do I like? What don't I like? How do I go better? And I'll show you. I went back to square one and started a new one. But the things that I liked, the idea of the whole is good, but it's not quite working. There's not quite enough gameable space up here. I like the little Wyverstone peaks and the like, and I liked this sort of attachment. But there's a lot of things it's not doing. It didn't really have sort of steps coming up. It didn't have enough room to do stuff. I couldn't put other bits on it and whatever. So. And it also felt really blocky, right? It was still very, I hadn't really worked on this area yet, but it was like, still very much just like kind of a, 90-degree vert up and whatever. So it morphed into a monstrosity. Oh, this is when it got a name. So there was also, I was like, well, what is what's the purpose of this thing? If it's a portal, it needs to be more than just a portal. I was like, all right, this is going to be a convergence of ley lines. Like, this is a place of power. And it's also, let's make it sound scary, whatever. So it became the Oblivion Nexus, right? This is like the gathering of all the forces of darkness. Maybe it was a place of power that's been corrupted, wherever. But the sort of driving narrative thing behind it is it's a convergence of a bunch of energy, and it's kind of a portal into darkness or down. It's downward energy and inward energy all kind of coming together, giving you enough space to do that and whatever. So it became the Oblivion Nexus, and that looks a little something like. Can we even get this in the?
Closer to me. That looks good for me.
Yeah. All right. So this thing, so it got bigger, right? So,
Nice.
which is, it's a little nuts. Actually, we're still waiting to hear back from the factory, see if they can cast it, because it's the biggest thing we've done. I mean, the elevation platform is 12 by 12, but that's ABS. That's a whole separate thing. It's bigger than the Spirit Tree. It's big, but it's so here are some of the changes that we did. So one was I gave more playable space on the top, right? So the most important thing is it's gaming terrain, right? We need to be able to get our minis on there. We need to be able to stage a scene. We need this is for you, Rabbit Burner's watching, right? So and here's we'll get his rabbit in there. We'll get Gary Gygax from Doug. I don't know if Archie Magnus is watching, Doug. And if you guys send us, if you send us a painted mini that's meaningful, we can get them in here. We'll put them in the.
Rabbit Burner says yay.
Yay, Rabbit Burner. So we need enough room to stage a bunch of folks in here. We need can you grab who's adorable? Can you adorable?
I'm
like,
adorable.
not adorable,
You are
but
not
adorable. That's an access to the door. I need one of the war game. I need a 32 millimeter base.
Oh, you
mini.
have some over there.
Do I have them? Oh yes, I knew it. Thank you. All right, it's a hamster. So, we need enough space to get to get a bunch of minis up here, do some stuff, and then on the front of this old one, can we see the old? I like this flat bit because this is where we can attach the bridge. Oh no, where did I put the bridge mock?
Oh no!
Ah!
What have you done?
There's Casey. Do you know where the? Oh, it's right there. Thank you. So I maintained that, but I added a little step here, so now you can get up. Can you bring the screen? I can't see the. Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
All right. So now you can get your guy. Could go from there to there. Wait, are you sure this? I'm just gonna try. Ooh, is there? Can I do that?
That's fine. Yeah.
All right, so this is a change, putting a little foot there. It also helps break up the space. I put this little nook in here because it was felt too clean and flat. And then, and this I was going to show you. This thing was like, we do this to this guy. Does that read? Ooh, yeah. Right.
There you go.
Something like that, right? So we can do that. You can put this out in a lava tray, have it be like a weird, crazy floating island in the lava. Something like that, right? So kept that from the original. This upper area, it remained relatively unchanged from it was the old one, right? It's the same kind of gag. The key here is we have these Wyverstone spires that'll fit really nicely in there, either direction. So you
Is
can
that compatible with the Tri-Spire from Hellscape?
It's not. It's too big to fit on there, but the Tri-Spire from Hellscape can fit almost anywhere else on here. Is a good question because it's the same that upward, deadly, infernally energy. So then other bits were over here on the back. I wanted to. It was once get too flat. I put in a little nook here where you can get you can fit your 32 millimeter board game guy, or you can fit your random base guy or whatever. That's also at a nice angle. And once again, you can take the natural bridge. So you can put that in there. I can see it. Yeah. That also fits. This guy nooks up really nicely. Right, so that's some of the geometry I'm looking at. So, right, but all the time we're making this, we're thinking how do all the pieces fit together? How are they going to play? How can they be compatible and modular with stuff that already exists / new stuff and the like? Yeah.
A lot of people in chat are saying they're finding good hiding spots and good to put minis and everything, so they're excited.
Good.
One question is when will
and wait, hold on.
Okay.
It's also it's 50 millimeters high, so it blocks line of sight, right? So if you're throwing your war game, and it goes up to 60 millimeters over here, so it really blocks blocks like even a really big guy's line of sight. So it really can break up your battlefield. right? So this is a thing you want to put right in the middle of your war game battlefield, or just put your villain on there or whatever. Anyway, so sorry, hiding spots made me think of line of sight. Yes, hit me. What was the question?
When is the next restock for Dungeon of Doom pieces?
I have no idea.
No idea.
Hold the. But we'll
Okay.
we will find out. We can get Tyler on the line. So then working our way around this thing, we put over here. It was all too flat. I had knocked that one little area. Oh, Gary, you bit it. No, it's not very flat. No. There you go. Here. Put a little area so you can put a little guy down there or something. And then this is yet another spot for a bridge. Boop. Nook that in there. Same sort of gag. And then kind of did the undercut there so it feels precarious. One of our adjectives for the mountains is it should feel precarious and cantilevered. We have adjectives that are our guiding principles for each of the zones, so that we try and get those adjectives in the pieces, right? This also has a flat end here, so you can put any of your flat stuff up against it. There, you could put an elevation. Do I have to? I don't know. We got a castle block here. You could build something up against it.
Any LEDs for this one?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
All right.
I'm gonna pump the brakes. And then let's see, working our way around. There's kind of a cool crevice in here to just break up the thing, and then this is a whole cool Wyver stone area. Right. So the idea is, Nina's gonna sculpt this, or at least a chunk of it on camera, right, so they can see the next step of this thing go. So that's all well and good, right? It's a big hunk of sexy stone, looking kind of cool there. But then we want to make it extra cool, right? So the big gag is the centerpiece, right? So we can knock this thing out, and that reveals the like sarlacc looking nasty pit in there, right? And that's where things really start to get lively, right? So what we can do is we can take our light panel over here, and just on a base level you can just, and that already looks cool, right? Then, where are these? Pull out some of our overlays. This is my favorite so far, this necrotic sludge on the sludge clear overlay from Caverns Deep in the, can we see in the close, does that read in?
Yeah.
I missed the. Wait, where is it?
Let me fix the focus once you get back up.
Right, that thing. Oh, I just love how that looks. And you can put lava in there. You can put whatever. It gives you lots of options to put something cool in the bottom there. So that's super fun. You can also, if you want to pop that out, you can put anything. You could print some stuff out, put it in there. A swirling portal. We have bunch of bits. You can put your Walls of Fire from Hellscape fit in here. How do I do this? So two of them fit in there, and you can see like a you want to do like a cool fiery,
That's epic.
Cool fiery pit thing. You can put, this was somebody Squee, I think. So Brian somebody or other. So he's like, hey, what about the insert from the spirit tree? So that thing can fit in there. Oh, let me turn it on. Oops. All right, so you can put that thing in there. You can also, if you want to just not have light, right? Let's say this thing was right. It fits underneath.
Oh.
You see that there? All right, so you can use that as an illumination source. Looks kind of cool. If you got the Dread Portal from Hellscape, that fits on top here. I don't know if you can see that. Woo! Look at that thing. It's in there. But best of all, this was the real reason to do it, is all of our cool circle cover pieces fit. I made the hole slightly too big, but this one doesn't light up so well, but it's there. That fits in clean. This fits in clean. Check this one. This one is great. You see that?
Magnus the
glowy.
Destroyer says it'd be good for the fogging machine as well.
Yes, it would. And this one is the best, though. You see the Hellscape, right? So you can put all those in. They sit nice and flat in line. However, also, just for fun, because why not? We made the bottom can take a 4x4 tile. Where am I going there? So you could just make it it could be just like a fighting pit, right? You'd like drop people in there or keep them prisoner.
Nice.
Can that, you know, they could make it solid bottom down there. There's the bottom has a 4-inch cutout, so you can drop that in. So the idea is like super compatibility. Oh wait, you can put, where's the this? Oh yeah. So then you can also do some really neat setups, like, you know, put this guy. Can you see that?
No, rotate. Don't jump. I'm gonna.
You see it? All right, so you can, like, you know, you have this crazy cantilevered thing out there. Bad guys monologuing. You know, they're gonna throw somebody into the pit. You can throw this one up there too. Also similar effect. But there's a ton of space up here. Casey, could you grab a 4-inch castle tower, if you would? So that was the first thing Toby was like, he was like, oh, can we fit us? You know, he's seeing what crazy things we can fit in there. So a 4-inch castle tower fits over this thing, so you can even put a ruin one or whatever, something. So there's, you know, terrible basement for your castle. But the idea is there's tons of space on the top here so that you can build. I can't show you. There's some pieces that we haven't revealed yet that would fit really nicely up here, but you can use this to build like it's just a base to keep going up higher and higher and higher and higher. So yeah.
Pudding Lord would like to know if you can try the 4x4 LED tile in it.
This one or this one? Probably this one, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not a clean fit. It's close, but it's not perfect. It's off by about a millimeter. But we could probably make that work. You could also do, this castle one works really easily. Where's the light? Except the batteries are dead.
No, I see it.
No, the white is dead. Oh no, white's dead. Yeah, it's not so bright, but this castle one works if you wanted to. It's off center, but it works. Yeah, there's a variety of 4x4s that you could shove in there and do different things. Once again, tons of modularity options for you. You get a whole.
We are at 2:02.
Whoa! Okay, so set the 5-minute timer.
It's
Woo!
set.
So anyway, so iteration 1. I made a bunch of changes. This is iteration 2. I showed it around to the team. I don't think Eli has looked at it yet. But so far everybody's into it. Other than, is it feasible? Can the factory actually pull it off? And holy moly, it's going to be a bunch of work. But I think it's going to be worth it. I mean, would you like this thing? Does it seem exciting?
No.
All right, well, there you
Let's
go.
start over.
And we also have, there's these red things are different affixing points, which we'll reveal later down the line. And the blue points are where the horizontal bridges go. This sort of whole thing is it's a departure for us, right? Previously we've been notoriously secretive, so we could have a dramatic surprises and whatever, but we wanted to try just throw it out there and show you some of the development process and see what it's like, and we'll still save a few secrets, but yeah. So then the other thought is, it's hard, I don't know if it reads on camera, but can you see these blue, there's lines of blue,
Yeah, they're showing up.
swirling lines in here, right? So, and this might be crazy. It might be gilding the lily. We might be just going too bonkers with this thing. But the idea is that these would be clear crystal veins, or maybe it's Wyverstone, whatever, coming up through the thing in this interesting spiral pattern, all converging on the lid.
Cool.
And then we could put an LED. Someone was asking LEDs. We could put an LED in, or a couple. We'd have to have them kind of on each side, and then these could be some really cool glowing veins of energy coming up into the thing, like visible ley lines, essentially.
I have 2 questions.
Which would be kind of neat. So we'll see if we do that, that'll be we can have Toby do it as an episode, and on the Anvil episode, you can sort of show the process. Like, hey, here's how, he's got this huge hunk. He's got to shove LEDs and batteries and figure out all that wiring, whatever. It could be a fun episode, sort of showing how we work that out.
Mojo Hamster gifted subs left and right.
Whoa, Mojo! Did he get a raise or something? He's making a raise in
This
subscriptions.
work from home is really
Yeah,
looking good on him.
Woo, hamster. All right. So, are there any questions you guys have? Yeah.
So
Do you have the walls? I need the walls with this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I keep the roof is fantastic.
How dare you?
Yeah. See if you can get a pair of walls for this, please. All right. Questions.
Zenego 2 would like to know pins or magnets.
For what?
I
The
am
bridge,
guessing
it's
the
pins.
attachment. Okay.
Yeah. So these are. Do we have it here? These are our horizontal pins from the suspension bridge and the docks, wherever. We're using that for a bunch of these bits. It holds better than just simple magnets, and mostly the holes are small, and so they're unobtrusive. So if you pop the pins out, you don't see them. Ah.
Oh no.
Oh, what was the other code? So these the red stripes mean this has to be a flat area. When the sculptors are sculpting, this is an area that they need to make sure to make flat so that they can put the stuff against it. Those are our little codes I put on, visual codes we put on this stuff.
And then another question was from Yak666. Is it resin or dwarvenite?
This would be dwarvenite. That's the dream. We'll see. This may still die. Like anything could happen. Like a lot of pieces go into development, and not. It's like Mad Max, right? Some of them, not all of them leave. Yeah, they all enter the Thunderdome, and not everybody leaves. And yeah, that could be a fallback plan, is casting it in resin as a limited edition piece. Maybe that's what ends up happening, because it's good. That mold is going to be outrageous, right? It's like I don't know.
Especially
it's like a $30,000 mold or something. $35,000 mold.
LEDs.
$40,000 mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Jay hasn't really. I haven't told him about it yet, so we'll see. He said I could do one big piece. So
Well,
You
that's
get one big one.
You gotta go hard.
I know. We'll see. I don't know. Do you guys? Is this an exciting thing? Would you like to see this made?
The chat's losing their mind.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
A few people are
collected.
also asking if they can see some of the graveyard things. I know you did a brief glimpse last time.
Graveyard.
Like graveyard of foam mocks.
Oh yeah, maybe at the end we can look at some of the graveyard pieces. I can show you. You know, want to see? You know what we'll do right now. So the piece, this killed this piece, which was just not as exciting, right? It's a big hunk of geometry. It did take an insert, so you could put your new insert pieces in there.
Oh.
And it is that our timer?
That is our timer.
Wow. And it had a bunch of fixing points or whatever, but basically it was a lot less exciting. Like this, if you had to choose, big green hunk of boring hill. Well, I'm underselling it. Big cool hummock or Oblivion Nexus. What do you got? What do you want? What's the chat say? Right? Oh, this also remembers this thing with these fit. The footprint here fits these really nicely. Yeah, there's lots of geometry. I can't even remember all the things I figured out. Oh, thank you, Casey.
So we should announce the first giveaway, right? We should do that drawing before we do the second one.
Right.
Yeah, well let's do the dice.
Horizons. Horizons. Let's draw that. Are you ready?
Wait, didn't we already do Horizons? Oh, we didn't do the first.
announce the
wait.
winner.
Oh man, we're way behind. Okay, yeah.
We gotta draw the winner for Horizons.
Yeah, you be the giveaway police.
Ready.
We had 93 entries. So.
Woo!
All right, and we're gonna.
Carathe.
Carathe, you got some forged dice headed your way. All right, now let's do our next. What's our next secret word? What is it, Selena? Give us a secret word.
Okay. How about it's Nexus?
Ah.
Nexus?
Yeah.
Yes. Nexus.
For U.S.
It's for the Nexus giveaway.
In the U.S. only. The
US
NEX
only.
U.S.
The Nexus US. Or if you have a friend who lives in the US, you can have it shipped to them too. We just gotta ship it to a US address.
Yes.
Nexus
so
to the
enter
US
Nexus
address.
for our next giveaway. So I'm gonna actually cut this out. So I wanted to get this tower with no bottom working here, and it doesn't quite fit in the thing. So I'm just gonna go over here. Yeah. This is why we work in foam. Boop. My dad was very concerned last week of how I was using the scroll saw. He was like, but then I explained it. I was like, well, first of all, I've never cut myself on. I've logged in 1,000 hours and I never cut it.
Wood,
But second of all, I was like, it's cutting the stuff. There's no knots. There's no anything. It's just foam. It's not like wood. There's not any resistance. This on a very slow setting, whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. But so this is okay. So we cut that little bit out. So now you can fit. This is kind of neat. You can put your. You can have your tower that just goes into.
The door leads to nothing.
Yeah.
Leads to
You
hell.
really don't want to open that door. And if you want, you could just put a bottom on it and put a thing. So that's the thing, right? So the with this piece, you could turn off the LED. You could put your thing in. It can just be a hunk of rock, right? It doesn't have to be, other than the Wyverstone spires, it doesn't have to be crazy. So you could just put you could build a tower. You could just use it as a base for your evil tower that you want to hang out
It's
in.
wonderful.
Hydra rising out of it says Magnus the Destroyer.
That's the name of someone else in the chat.
A Hydra rising out of it.
Oh yeah. That would be,
okay. I thought that was the name of the
Yeah.
person. Hydra
No,
rising out of it.
it sounds like a
No.
name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do like a. Oh, this guy doesn't even fit.
L Switchblade, which is a great name as well.
L
says,
Switchblade.
sorry to be rude, but take my money now. Now.
There you go.
Nice.
Hydra rising out of it. Thanks, Reaper. All right. What else was I going to show on this thing? I think. Does anybody have any more questions about the Oblivion Nexus? Does that process make sense? Well, so from here, I got to show it to Eli. See if he's got any other thoughts. So far, everybody's really given a big. Toby, Aaron, Nina, all said yes. Hamster almost fell over when he walked in and saw it. He was like, I need that on the war game field.
For real.
That's
that was
exactly
a good,
how
right?
it sounds
it's
like.
just like him. It's uncanny, right?
Yeah.
He's like, gosh, I need that on my. Now he's Napoleon Dynamite.
Dolly G.
I don't know.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's closer.
We have a question from Bastard of Buffalo.
First of all, can we give some love to Bastard of Buffalo? That guy, he's been on every stream. He's on every one of our tweets. Lots of good builds, positive vibes, and I think he's a former service member. I think he was in the armed forces, something too. So he's a brave man.
He says, "What paint scheme are we looking at with this piece?"
Purple.
Purple paint scheme.
No, mountain. Aranthor. Something in the Aranthors with the Wyvernium or Wyverstone. So we originally called it Wyvernium, and I've been calling it Wyverstone because Wyvernium sounded too clinical. We already have Dwarvenite, so it seemed like Wyverstone was more colloquial. I don't know. So that'll be cool and magical and whatever. And then the rest will be kind of a base Aranthor gray, and then we'll have, maybe I'm getting crazy.
I hate that tone.
Yeah. maybe we put RGB LEDs in the ley line.
Please forget
things,
this.
right? So yeah. So that's when the factory doesn't want to do something, they'll say, "Please forget this." So then we could change the color of the glowing veins in the thing, and then the rest of it would be kind of Aranthor gray. But you know what? Anything could happen, right? When this gets slapped onto Erin's desk, she might, we might think we're coming in playing Aranthor, but she might get lively. I don't know. There's something we will see. That's part of the I don't know where it's going to go, right? Part of the fun of this process is we know where we're starting, but we don't know where we're going. So anything could happen, Mr. Bastard.
I mean, you can't call his father that because,
What?
it's estranged. It's not his
yeah.
father's name,
Yeah.
Part-time DM said, would you consider making the upper crags modular with pins? You have the same concept with Caverns Deep, which was awesome.
Upper crags.
I'm guessing he means like the spike
These?
parts. Yeah.
Yeah, we could. We've got a lot of hunks of Wyverstone already kind of kicking around. So yes, we could potentially knock some of them off. But I want to leave it. I want to give it some personality, right? Originally, I was going to put that original sculpt had a whole bunch of big things. I realized we didn't need that, but we needed just enough personality. But I don't know. We'll see. The nice thing about having them baked in is then they can really work. We'll see when on Sculpt Stream we see Nina doing the thing. It can really work its way up, and the spirals can do its whatever. But I don't know. We will see. It'll be one of those things that'll evolve as it goes, and that happens kind of a lot. It's we'll have a thing, we'll cut off a thing or whatever. It doesn't need this or whatnot. But yes, that's our kind of our line of thinking is it cooler with or without, and keep going from there.
And then Enumbro wants to know, when you put the tower over the chasm, could you hollow out a tunnel to connect the cavern pieces?
Well, yes, you could. We could put this. You could use some stilts and a terrain. Let's see. What do we have that? Do we have a floor piece with a hole? Not currently, but there may be something with. So imagine if there was, if this piece existed, right? You could build on this piece, put this thing up on stilts like such. Boom, 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 boom. Right, and then let me see. Do we have any? Yeah. What are those caverns? No, I was thinking there's a couple caverns. Remind me to put these caverns pieces back because I just stole them from our new caverns layout. Am I in this? Yeah, I think I'm in the sweet spot.
I'm taking care of you.
Okay, this is good. This is a poor build, but this is the right idea, right? You could put a cavern thing underneath there that descends, so this could descend right down into caves, absolutely.
And then Finley Shard says,
that's the fun. Right? Then your poor rabbit goes all the way down. Finley Shards, you're the lunatic that started all this.
He says, before you go, put the clear veins in, undercoat them with blue-green UV reactive pigments, and then you can make it glow too. Which is a great idea. Yeah.
You said UV.
I know. I've been dying to do. I originally wanted to put UV hidden fairy rings in the Dread Hollow Forest paint, so then you'd put the UV flashlight and reveal the rings, and then players, if they stepped on a square, you'd blast it, and they'd show that they were stepped in a thing, and they get teleported or whatever, or mesmerized.
And what happened there?
There was way too much going on. There were alternate paints, and the factory was already ready to just murder us. Like that went right out.
So it's 10 till 8. Should we announce the winner of the second dice giveaway?
Yes.
All right.
Where are we
Nexus.
It's hanging out around 200, guys. We could do better than this.
We could. We were at 200 when the 5-minute alarm went off, though.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
We still.
Okay, so let's ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Giveaway.
Lux Spew. Lux
Congrats.
Spew.
Yeah, congrats, Lex Spew.
Seen you in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been around for a while.
Woo! It's so awesome seeing so many regular faces and hearing so many regular voices.
Hey, do you find it difficult to balance the modularity of pieces with artistic uniqueness?
Yes. And you know what? When we go look at Waterfalls next, that's one of the things we're going to be talking about. And that's the big, right, the challenge with modularity. This is a wide cam one that so you want to do everything and you can't, right? You can't make a thing that does everything. Oh yeah, I have this camera. I forgot. Hi. Hello, camera. How's it going? I didn't see you there. Actually, I didn't. I'm out of it now.
There you go.
It's weird. It's not pointing at me. So you can't do everything all at once, right? And I don't know. This was back in like castles or something. I was trying to make a thing that could do 9 different things, and none of them looked great. And Stefan's like, just choose a thing and do that thing great. He was like, it's either make it a really modular piece or make it a really beautiful piece, but don't try and make it a 9 different option beautiful modular piece, because it just ends up being none of those things. So that's generally what we do, is like things fall into either it's like a super utility piece or it's a beauty piece. And then there's some that hit that perfect stride where it's like beauty and utility, like the like the Bartizan piece, the suspended parapet or the Bridge of Valor. Like there's some cool pieces that they look really cool, but they also have like good utility and modularity. Like there's enough ways to do it, but it's really, really, really hard to juggle all of that stuff. And you could Eli and Nina will often hit that thing of they're just like this is like, I'll say, I want this to have I want this tree to have a peg base. Literally, I had this conversation this morning, I think, with Nina. I was like, I want this tree to have a peg base. She's like, it's gonna look so much cooler if it doesn't. Like if it can just be freestanding, then I'm free to give it the lines it wants and give it the art it wants and whatever. So at some point you just commit and you say, I'd rather have the thing look really, really awesome. If that's its purpose, right? If that piece is a kind of a narrative driver, I want it to look really cool. If that piece is a bread and butter piece, then let's make sure it's really modular. So I guess that's answers that sort of. All right. Any other questions on the Oblivion Nexus, or should we go to our next segment?
Looking. Sing a song.
What was the one that Hamster was supposed to do? Oh, Danny boy.
Oh yeah.
The pups,
That's
the
good
pups
for,
are calling.
Yesterday's
From
holiday.
Glen to Glen.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Maybe
do
like
the
a
lounge
lounge song.
version.
Yeah. I don't know.
Frank
Um,
Sinatra.
That's
did
it.
Boy.
Waterfalls?
Anyway.
Question mark?
What? Oh yeah, we're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Says
Oh,
Gabby.
that's-
I'm so sorry.
All right. Well, let's put away the Oblivion Nexus, and we'll bring you an update. So basically, that's kind of we got a little. This was a little encapsulation of the sort of the creative process, right? We iterate, we try a bunch of stuff, we cut some things up, and then we'll kick it down the line. Toby's gonna wrap his head around how to put some LEDs in it, how to block this thing because it's gonna be a monster. And then we'll throw it on Nina's desk. We'll set a camera up, film some sculpting.
Finley Shards asks, how far through the process do you go before you get the go-no decision?
The go no?
No go.
Like, do it
Oh,
or...
the no go. Sometimes it really varies, right? Like in Dungeon of Doom, we sculpted ruins, like dungeon ruins pieces, and then I ended up killing them at the 11th hour because we didn't have room. Like there was already a lot going on or whatever, and they moved to Caverns Deep. Then sometimes there's pieces, and like that happened with the Necromancer's Drawbridge, which then ended up in Hellscape, and then there's pieces that just die partway through the process, and then some of them get resurrected. Like there's this thing that we, was working on, and we sort of tabled it, but now that there's another thing is developed, it makes more sense. It's got multiple ways to work, and then it goes, and kind of each one's its own animal, I think, and it's I don't know. They each have their own journey to get there. But sometimes it goes really far. Sometimes we sculpt stuff and just kill it, or it sits on the shelf and never gets put in. Or just sometimes I realize too late that we made an error in geometry and then it has to die because of that. But generally, most of the stuff makes it through, I think. I don't know.
Shrug.
Yeah.
Dense28 says I need to hit you with blue hair dye in the middle of the stream.
Oh.
He clearly wasn't at PAX Unplugged where we had blue
Right.
hair day in the booth.
If you showed up at the booth with blue hair, you got free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unlike the free stuff that other people got, this was extra.
Extra free stuff.
Yeah. Reverse pirating our way through the convention. All right, well, should we?
Wow. As your Cobalt said, when the team runs out of streaming ideas, Selena can change her hair color to match the Underdoom.
Ooh.
It's almost there.
Purple. You're just like, yeah, you can be not far. All right, should we look at Waterfalls?
Woo!
Yeah.
I'm gonna put these back.
So we should probably announce the next winner.
Oh yeah.
So, real quick, before we draw it, type in Nexus. I said that
Didn't we
very
already
loud.
do that?
Yeah, we
No,
already did
We
that.
already did that.
We already
I
did
thought
one.
we drew the horizons.
No, we
drew-
drew
we did,
Horizons.
right.
We drew
Wow.
Nexus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we haven't given the keyword for the.
We
We
haven't done the
dissociated.
Which
the
the next one would be
prototype
the
one yet.
Hellscape?
We should pump the brakes. We already
Yeah.
done it too. It's like
Pump
yeah.
the brakes.
Yeah,
Wow, I forgot that.
They're all
happened.
typing in
Yeah, we-
Nexus.
Yeah.
Only
It's a good-
fine dining and breathing. That's the only thing in my brain right now.
What sort of fine dining are we talking here?
The kind that happens at the Krusty Krab.
Oh. That's some fine ass dining.
Some
Fine
points that I
dining.
Hey,
got
keep
that
it PG.
reference.
I know,
My
I'm
kids are
sorry,
watching,
I'm sorry,
lady.
I'm
Come
sorry.
on,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah, that's one of the things in general, which also Macy been really good at, is
Normally.
trying to keep this stream family friendly, right? There's not a lot of D&D streaming that's family friendly,
Oh.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to abide
What do
by
you?
the
Oh, you don't.
primetime
We'll have to-
TV show.
We're gonna have to talk about changing tomorrow's stream then.
Well,
It's not gonna be family friendly.
why not?
I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
Joking.
I'm like, what did I not know? Here's the thing. I'm gonna be there. All right, so let's go to the next thing. So, did I show everything on the Nexus? I feel like I'm forgetting that. Oh, there's a secret. There's couple secret things I can't show. But yeah, put these on Macy's desk. All right,
Oh,
those are the giveaways.
that's
for-
my desk now.
No, I mean they're heading there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's get everybody out of harm's way and bring out some waterfalls. All right. So.
There's a question.
Yes.
Would you consider creating a modular labyrinth style with dead undertones?
A mod labyrinth. What? Modular labyrinth.
Modular labyrinth style with dead undertones. So
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Modular
I'm
labyrinth.
guessing a
I feel like there's a
labyrinth
word missing. Is it Labyrinth the movie? Like, are they talking about the maze from
Ooh, maybe.
Labyrinth the movie?
We
Or
could do that.
with dead under... Please ask them to clarify, because it's an interesting... I'm intrigued where their brain is going. So, we need waterfalls, right? The Wildlands is wilderness. One of the first things you think of is waterfalls, right? Or I don't know. Everybody wants to build waterfalls. So cool. So previously in Kickstarter 2, on Dwarven Forge Caverns, we had this little waterfall, which was
It's a waterfall.
That was a thing. There's not a lot of things you can do with them, but it's a thing, right? So it's a start. And I don't even know where to start with all these crazy ideas. But all right, so when I started to think about waterfalls for Wildlands, I was first thinking, oh yeah, here we go. We'll build a thing. All right, boom. We got some escarpments. We need. Boom. All right.
He meant maze-like labyrinth.
Ooh, with dead undertones, made of what?
Yeah.
Like what? Made of like what sort of define? Like what's it?
The bones of your enemies.
Go on.
Skellies and ghost-like, but not cavern style.
So what is it made of? Bones? It's evil, pure darkness.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Evil. Generally, if it's something that you could use a lot, we would think about it. That's one of the first criteria. Is it has to be something you could use on a regular basis, or at least the core of it needs to be something you could use on a regular basis. Then you have specialty pieces, which maybe you don't use quite as often. How's that on? You can sort of see the.
Do you want? Where are you going to be building to? Because I will.
Maybe we go.
Coming
Maybe go
towards
full.
me?
Can we go full frame on the
Full
close
frame
up?
on the close. Bye.
You can see. Yeah, a little more room. Okay, so this was my first thing I was messing around with, which was all right. So the first thing is negative space, right? I'm sorry, water tiles people. Although I was talking to somebody at PAX about there might be a future for some. Don't get too excited yet, but there might be a future for some sort of water tile based wilderness thing, but not in Wildlands. But so right now we're looking at negative space water options, right? So I was at the base level. I was like, what works with the existing Dread Hollow pieces? Is any of this on camera? I can't tell. Yeah, it's sort of. Yeah, no.
If I go to the overhead, we can see it.
Yeah, go to the overhead. What the heck? It's fun. It's large.
Denth, the person who proposed yesterday, is in chat with his fiance.
Oh,
Oh,
yay,
congratulations.
That was a heartwarming little. What was it? Instagram? Where did it come from? I don't know. It ended up on our.
It was on Twitter.
Yeah, it was awesome. On a boat, I think. Were they on a boat or by the water? They were in a park by the water. Somewhere by
It
the
was
water.
beautiful.
It was.
Yeah, somewhere
She
beautiful.
said yes. Everything's exciting. All right, so. All right, here we go. We got a little thing we can mess around with here. So, all right, so we want to do some sort of negative space water thing. So the first thought was, okay, where's the waterfall coming from and where's it going? So if we're assuming it's going down into a terrain tray, and we're assuming in this case that it is coming from a terrain tray also. Let's see. Probably too high. All right. So when you're figuring out the geometry for a new thing, like the first question is like, how does it, where is it living? So we're looking at some sort of negative space excitement here.
Negative space excitement.
Right.
Guys, we're at 195 viewers. I need you to
Aw.
stay tuned in.
Try better.
Do better.
yeah.
Well, how about just phone a friend?
Phone a
Get
friend.
somebody.
Also, a tip that we learned today: if
What
your
is the
sound
tip?
is muted, you're not clocked in as a viewer, so you got to turn the audio to very, very low if you don't want to listen to us, which honestly rude. But
Thank you, hamster.
If you can't hear us, turn your sound on.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Shh, I smell something. Really? All right. So. All right. So waterfalls. So the idea with this first piece was I wanted to be able to do. I don't remember why I didn't have the floor included. I wanted something that could line up with our existing escarpments and could spill out to a terrain tray. I put. Oh, I know what I did. That was the point. So my theory was maybe people wanted to use it with the escarpments with banks on top of them. Can you see the? Yeah. Or maybe they wanted to use it right down onto a terrain tray and then skip these banks on top and have embankments up like yay. And so that was the first option, was we needed to have something that could go 38 millimeters or 50 millimeters, see what happened. And then it kind of lined up and have maybe some gameable space. You could put a guy, put somebody here, you could do a thing. The advantage to this design is you could have some really nice sculpted water nonsense. Eli is really good at doing those, like that fluid dynamics. It would just be awesome. Downside is it's not very, like, it's not super modular, right? You could stack two of them in a row and do a slowly cascading thing. It's also not very vertical. It's kind of a horizontally thing. The advantage to the bottom piece kicking out was this would let you then, you could also do something with your water tiles if you had them. Do we have, Casey, did you get water tiles? Yes, you did previously. Yes.
Previously?
Yeah, she was on it. All right, so theoretically you could do something with your water tiles in this. And I don't know, people would other find useful, interesting uses for this. It was very similar to, inspired by this piece, right? Our water transition piece. Lots of cool, that's Eli doing his magic. The other fun gag with this thing was the waterfall was removable, so you could have it just be like a ramp, like if this was just land. This could be like a gentle slope up, and then the secondary or the third gag, I guess, is this. Then you could pop this thing out, and it could be like a tunnel down. Although I don't know how you would transition from this down to another thing.
That's cool.
But yeah, it was a concept, right? It was a sketch of like, well, we could do something neat where, it does a lot of things. So that was sort of the first idea. But what I didn't like about this is there was not a lot of modularity, right? It kind of did one thing, but it has the tunnel, it has the whatever. But it was 4 pieces, right? So that's the other challenge. Is it would be great. We could make a waterfall with 12 pieces, sure, but we don't have I've got a budget of 4 pieces. Ideally 3. Maybe if we murdered something else, we could do 5 pieces. But we have a sculpt. We have a limit on molds. So this is 4 pieces. If you didn't do the plug, you could get down to 3 pieces, whatever, something like that.
Subtalent asks, would we be able to have the fog monster plug in behind the waterfall?
Probably not with this exact design. It would have to come under, but maybe you could work something out. I don't know. Yeah, we could put some holes in it or something, and fog will come out. That would be a cool gag. Let's put that on the idea list, wherever the idea list is.
I got it.
Perfect. All right, so that was idea 1. So then, idea number 2. Sort of built on that. Do I go to idea number 2 or idea number 3? Which is, let's see. I'm trying to find what's the most exciting. Well, I guess that was most much. Okay, so then let's go. We'll swing the needle to. We're going for the beauty over modularity on this next one. So the next design I started playing with was this thing, which. There's a lot going on here. All right, and so this swung the needle heavily over to just like make a thing that looks really pretty, and exciting. So it could work with these. It could work with your negative space. You could just pop them up. It could kind of just work as is. Go right into a bit. It's two elevations high. So then we also need to figure out how we're getting up there from here, which is a whole nother thing. And then part of the problem with this is there's too many pieces. Like it was a topper. It was this. It was this. It was this. And it was this. So what is that? 6 pieces? No, it's 5 pieces. I can't count. So okay, it's only 5, but some of these are really big. Whatever. And then I realized we sort of made some other pieces that made these redundant. So we'll get to that. But one of the things that this could, in theory, do, aside from the back, is you could connect. You could do different heights. Where are these guys? Right. You could conceptually have it running at this height. That goes in the sound effect pack. You could have it running at this upper height. Where is this thing? Which is 2 elevations high. You could stagger these things to do a neat kind of cascade. Does that read? Can you see the? Yeah. All right. So the idea was that these could stagger back, so you could have like a much more interesting staged waterfall. You could also use just this alone.
Someone was wondering if
Someone?
Oh yeah,
Is it hamster?
I was copying and pasting so I didn't lose them. But maybe. Does that mean that they can transition to a location that's behind the waterfall, which is both cliche and classy?
Right? It's a trope, but it's who doesn't love that, right? I want to discover a secret thing behind a waterfall, like Zelda style / every adventure ever style. Like, yeah, we could. Well, that was a thought was during this is that this would have. I don't sketch it. This could have an opening in it or whatever, so you could kind of remove the.
Dwarven
thing.
Gorge said there.
Dwarven Gorge.
Yeah, Dwarven Gorge.
Oh my god.
He said there should be slots so you can put a gate or door in there too.
Yeah,
Secret
you could.
Little palace.
If this was a hole, we could then put double doors
like
in there or something.
Or like the what is it? The palace windows from castles, the arch windows. They like come to a point. Balcony window.
Yeah. The palace window.
That would look cool behind a waterfall. Is what I was saying.
Oh, like a little like an elven.
Like the door insert in there.
Yeah. Agree.
Modular wall of doom.
So then, and mostly just sort of the stacking seemed nice, but no, not wildly modular. Like you couldn't stack. I don't know. You couldn't go wider or really taller. You only have 2 options of height, I think. The other thing is this was really freaking. This hard edge is kind of like hard to get around because water doesn't like 90-degree angles. It's very Minecraft. It's like I don't know. So that's design number 2. So then design number 3 harkened back to, I don't know, on the forums, how long ago? This was a year or 2 or 3 or 5 years ago. Somebody put this really neat modular waterfall sketch up on the forums that was these kind of blocks that was a middle and a right and a left, and you could sort of top and bottom and whatever. I think it was 6 pieces. It was too many, but so I just started. I was like, well, let me see what that sort of looks like, right? I was just playing with these. You like these mocks, right? These are just an Aaron Thor piece with a piece of wood. Well, it's just these are like pre-mocks. Like it was just like I was trying to mock something up as fast as I could, so that I could just sort of just rough proof of concept to figure out what the heck I was doing. So the idea here was like, I was like, instead of it being one dedicated, that had like a dedicated top piece and a dedicated bottom thing. I was like, if we had one piece that was the same and a topper. Wait, where's the better topper? Hang on. Oh, a nice sculpt. Aha. This one at least has a slightly better curve to it, right? So you could have a topper and a bottomer, and then a footer, right? So that could do a thing, and then you could stack.
Is there a switcher?
You could stack.
We don't
high.
have one yet.
A what?
A switcher.
A switcher.
It's a gay
naughty
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, top and bottom.
No,
I see what he
switch,
did there.
yeah, you
Yeah.
Next verse, same as the first.
So then I was realizing that the height issue becomes a thing because you want to be able to go from 38 to 50 to 100 millimeters, and we were a floor short. So I realized if you put the texture on the front, you could do this, and then you could rotate one up like that if you wanted to, and that gets you up to 100 millimeters. That was an option. And then, but it was still felt very Minecrafty. And I did where's the other one? Maybe I thought I had two of these somewhere. Well, I tried it in foam just to sort of see if it would be a thing, and it's like, well, yeah, but it's super square. But that led me to the next iteration, which was
People really like that iteration.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a square though. Well, if they like that, buckle up.
It's the
'cause-
modularity. People
Yeah.
are getting real
Right, so
excited about it.
this does a thing, and then you can tilt it up, and it does a thing. I wish I had the other.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh wait, here's this great. Yeah, so okay, so this you could kind of see is lined up better. So you could do that, or you could do that. But it's really square, and it's not gonna look great, right? Because it's really hard to get this. The physics of this is rough. Like that drop off is really steep. And you could theoretically put a rock in here, but it couldn't project because it needs to stack. And it would get really repetitive if you're doing the same block and whatever. So that led me to follow up on that. I was like, what if I took that same idea but really rounded it, right? So you gave it a nice, better sort of physics there. But then had the bottoms, it has like a little tooth hanging down. Like Grayson, front tooth going rare. Right? So then the one above it. So if this is two of the same thing, right? The one above it could mask the indent, right? So you
Like
kind
a
of hide
floor
the curve. So you could make it drop, but you still have your vertical, right? So you could then theoretically go up as high as you wanted, or horizontally as far as you wanted. And you could sort of, expand in both directions. And then I was like, you know what? It's only one piece, so we still have some pieces in our piece allowance. We could make a dedicated footer. So you could make a footer that has, the back is curved, so it can kind of fit in that notch or whatever. If we were clever. So this only gets us. So the thing we lose on this is the ability to go that extra. We can't do this. So in order to get that, if we double stack a floor underneath, I need a piece of foam. I'll just make one.
Would this one also have rocks that you could attach to it, or?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your brain's in the right place though. So if you put you could put a second floor underneath there, and as long as this went up high enough, it could mask the bottom, and that gets us up to 100 millimeters. And then because we're not very many pieces in, we could, if we wanted, we could make like a specialty topper. I don't know if you see it. I put some stones. You know what I should have done? Hang on. Let's shade them with a pencil seeds so they kind of pop a little bit. I went too heavy on the blue. It was
Rightfully so.
Yeah. Omidar79 says, "This is so great. Take my money now."
All right, we're working on it. Wait, I think we can get it even better, but we'll get there. All right, see, it's like I got some rocks in there. So then you could mix and match. You could throw some rocks in. You could do a thing, whatever. And then I was like, well, we could do one. And this, it's projecting out too far. But the idea is, it's one. What is it? It's one that has like a rock sticking out in it in the middle. So this could be a bottom. This could be a bottom. It could be a top. It could be side.
It's a switch.
Is that large enough to be a playable space?
Yeah, that was the idea.
Hell yeah.
It's questionable. It's like it's right on the it's on the edge of sanity there for playable space, but we'll get there. Hold on, just cutting some foam here. So then you could do this same gag. You could put the plain ones down here. Do a little something like that. Do a little something like that. I don't know if that reads. Boom, 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 boom. So this is so far was kind of what I got sort of most excited about. It seemed like there was a lot of modularity here, right? You could do a lot of height and width. The challenge becomes for Wildlands itself. Oh, and then there's some really nice sculpts, right? We can do some really neat fluid dynamics here and whatever, and we could fix this and whatnot. The problem is, and we have where'd this guy? So we have this 1-inch escarpment piece that we were going to make anyway. It's going to look something in this realm, right? So it lines up with these guys, whatever. So then you can sandwich your waterfall in that, and off you go. The problem is, Wildlands is a base, our outdoor terrain is a base of 6-inch, right? It's a 6-inch base. And the half unit is the 3-inch unit. So 2 inches is a weird unit to work with that. I mean, you can do, right, we could do a thing like this where you do a 1-inch escarpment, a 2-incher, and then an escarpment, and that gets you on the 3-inch base. The problem is feeding this with a river, a negative space river with Wildlands pieces doesn't really work, right? So we've got trying to get a river narrow enough for that with our existing banks.
Ooh.
It's kind of, I don't know, it's not the not really the greatest solution, right? By the time you put a bank here and make there, it's not working out so well. It works wonderfully for this one, 6 inches. Like once you do two 4s, then we do a little this. That works. We can make that work, and then we can go up a bunch. But it's so what I'm thinking, based on my learnings from having mocked this thing out, is 2 things. One, right now the bottom of this is a normal floor doesn't fit under it. Can you see that sticking out, right? So I want to kick the front forward so that we can fit a regular floor piece under there. So you can just raise this up with any floor piece. You don't need some sort of specialized piece to go under there. And then 2, I'm leaning towards making these 4 inches long. So if it's 4 inches long, then it plays really well with our Wildlands stuff, because 2 inches doesn't play so great with Wildlands. And it gives us the option to do, the sculpting can be a little more outrageous, right? With 4 inches of flowing water, it'll, Eli will go bonkers. There's a lot of neat stuff that can happen here in 4 inches. So I think you can take the same design and do a 4-inch base. And then really it's 2 pieces gets us there, plus a base that gives us another piece in the allowance. So we could then, maybe we do a single plane 2-incher that could then satisfy people trying to jam it into a cavern or whatever, if you want to do some sort of odd thing or whatever. So that's where my head is at on these waterfalls. So I'm curious, what's the audience? What are people thinking about all of this?
So Magnus says, would a 1x2 go into that also instead of a 2x2 underneath to support it?
Yeah, you could put a 1x2 under there.
And
Something I like about just putting a big old 2x2 in there, especially if you're going high. But yeah, well.
Put peg holes in the vertical pieces and make various rocks with pegs that can be attached.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we could do something there that's not crazy, and then we could just have a clean. Well, we still need something in the top for the rocks. You can't, there's nothing like this. This looks so cool, right? Being sculpting, we need something that has rocks with water going around them, because that is just it tickles my brain. But yeah, we could do something where we could have a little hidden hole in here somewhere that we could pop a thing on or whatnot, or even we also have jumpy stones around somewhere that we could just pop a jumpy stone on top of that or whatnot, this sort of a gag.
Azure Cobalt says so.
Wait, is Azure Cobalt the one that was rating
That's
us?
Blazing
Oh,
Azure.
Blazing Azure or
Pro.
something. Got it.
Azure Cobalt says.
Right color, wrong animal.
Yeah. So all waterfalls have to be at least 20 feet wide to fit with wildlands.
No, but the component, the whole thing wants to either it's the water feeding it that's the problem, right? It's like right now with our bank, we have a pretty deep bank system, but it's not great for doing rivers that are less than like 6 inches is ideal. 4 inches gets questionable. Like you basically it's I don't know. I mean, you can sort of a stream, I guess, but I don't know.
And then also tree attachments to the rocks. Could
a little stump, some sort of stump jam.
Yeah, on the rock.
That I like that for sure. Do people have a preference? Like that's the thing, right? If you had to choose modularity over beauty for your waterfall, which would you skew? Which direction? Oh, here was the other thing I discovered.
I guess I'll wait for people to respond.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying they were most impressed by the second and third one, though. So.
Which was the second?
Modularity, beauty, modular beauty.
So it's a 50-50. This was the second guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can accomplish the best of this with the best of this. Right? I think I can get the modularity of this with some of the organics and beauty of this, and that becomes the ultimate waterfall. This was the other thing I was playing with. I realized that we can also do a neat little overlay. Right, there's like using these overlay bits, we can do.
Oh yeah.
We do something cool, right? We can. I don't know. Is that read? Yeah. You can sort of see.
It is, yeah.
No, as I was playing with it, I was like, oh man, we definitely have some waterfall landing, whatever on the. As I was playing with these overlays. These overlays have a lot of secret usefulnesses.
Dab 18,000 says, or 1800 says, concave/convex to make a round canyon type waterfall. Which is an interesting idea.
That's a stretch goal and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you can see that. Yeah, we could do a corner, right? If you had a thing that did this, then you could have like a really, yes, you could do some crazy and or this sort of a thing. This gets more challenging if I'm 3x3, right? If it was if this was made out of water, right? Like that becomes a neat. Although even without the water, that's pretty cool looking.
Yeah, that is. Squeeze says honestly.
Squeeze was the one that
Squeeze.
that was talking about throwing this in the Oblivion Nexus. Brian Scalise, I'm gonna say is his name.
Oh. He says, honestly, you're not going to use waterfalls that often, so I'd prefer to just give me a waterfall, not a million pieces.
Yeah. Well, that's right. There's definitely so that's one of the challenges is we've got kind of two camps of backers. We have the fiddly bits backers and the slam down the massive thing backers, right? There's the fiddly bits backers who want all the 1x1s and the things. They want all the little pieces to make the most realistic, crazy option waterfall with all the things in the world. And then there's the people that just want to slap there like boom, I just want to like slap this big impressive thing down on my table and call it a day. I've got whatever, I've got kids to rear or a job to do, or I'm writing 400 hours of narrative for this thing or whatever, so there's definitely, I feel like there's definitely those two camps. There's the same with like the cavern stuff, like people that love those all the 1x and the trifectas and all the things that give them the options, and there are people that I just want to throw down a stairway to violence and just start fighting.
Lava waterfall.
Lava fall? Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there already one?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's.
But we could recast this. Yeah.
So I know we did the drawing for the first one and the Nexus one.
Oh yeah. Should we start
yeah.
Yes.
Start the giveaway.
How about lava fall? LAVAFALL.
That
Space.
Sounds like a thing. No space.
No space.
No space. One word.
Here we go.
LAVAFALL. Lava fall, and that is to win a lava fall.
The lava fall.
Sign,
You put it on Mason's
whatever.
desk.
Prototypes. Yeah. My desk.
You want
Lava
to
fall.
show it real quick again,
Yeah.
Nate? We have a lot of
Yeah,
people
so
in
we
the
got
chat.
hello new chat people. So we're gonna give away original mock of this waterfall, the previous iteration 1 of that. One of these, oh man, maybe I feel like there's actually a third iteration out there somewhere that was chewed by Momo. If I can find that. Oh no, maybe that was a corner. So we're gonna give those and the prototype that got made out of it with LEDs in there. Toby wired those LEDs.
And a
We'll
new
sign it to you. We'll
magnet.
put your name on it. We'll throw some stickers in there, and I don't know what else. Yeah. Boom. One of a kind.
Yeah.
So lava fall. Wait, turn that light back.
Lava fall.
Flickering lava fall.
Don't go chasing lava falls, says Fortuitous Bob.
Hello, Fortuitous Bob. All right, so that's lava fall. Type that in and win. So
No
so,
space. U.S. only.
U.S. only.
So did people have other thoughts on? Did they have thoughts on these waterfalls?
There's a lot of excitement around it about what you could do with it, like reverse waterfall.
Reverse waterfall.
Yeah, like,
It's
that'd be
going up.
interesting.
A base piece.
Would it be a lava rise? I mean, a water rise?
Oh wow,
Oh.
Isn't that
probably.
waterfall, water rise? Water.
A base piece footer with pinholes in the top. Then you can have clear water pieces that you stick in and place in front of other wildlands or mountain bank pieces. There doesn't.
We need a
to
sketch. I don't know what.
Be full
But I like
yeah.
where they had me at pin and
That
clear
was for the
pieces
shards,
and like
so, you know,
oh yeah.
there's
So it's gonna be
a
some sort of
nugget.
crazy, insane, yeah.
Waterfall that fits into dungeons and caverns.
Falafel fall.
Well, any of these will
Waterfall.
fit into. Well, theoretically, you could put any of these, particularly because we've, all these approaches after approach 1, all the ones approaches have divested the water from the surrounding. So you could very well throw this. Do we have any dungeon? Oh yeah, look at this. Conveniently, we have some dungeons right here.
Somebody also would like to see
Somebody.
a bridge over the waterfall.
So check this out. You could
Oh?
conceptually slap some dungeon pieces on the side of it.
That'd be good for a moat.
Ooh, yeah, moat options.
Yeah.
You could do, I don't know. Actually, I don't know why the water would be there. I guess you could do that. Right. You could do a
It's
thing.
magic. You
Yeah.
don't need logic with magic.
It's true. Well, yes. No, Eli could talk to you for an hour about that. You want the design logic behind a thing. There's a reason. It's not just random magic. It's like there's a reason. It's holding it together.
What about an incomplete bridge?
A
lot of bridge.
we have that bridge that. Okay, if we get to 250 viewers.
All right,
Woo!
we need
250
52
viewers.
more viewers, and
Aw.
something will happen.
Well, we have this bridge comes in the.
Oh yeah.
This one comes in that resin set that we want to give away. Ooh. So that thing, we could build that over. Let's make a little thing. That's a good one for the sound effect pack.
Will the water? That's a classic Nate sound. Will the waterfall pieces have blue LED lighting?
Not currently planned. However, buckle up. We have. Where's the old boy?
That's another classic Nate sound. I think I hear that
This sounds-
once or twice every morning. It's like your
If you
don't
get
mind
he-
me thing.
If you get here early in the morning, there's definitely more weird sounds. 'Cause, like when I don't, especially if I don't know anybody's around. Like,
I think that's how
Yeah.
a lot of people being at home for a while, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Is they're suddenly unleashing the deeper inner sanctums.
so
of
we're
themselves.
we'll probably cast in
That
some
looks
a clear
awesome.
similar to this. So you could put, we don't even need to bake the LED in, right? You could just you could throw something like, because the price goes up enormously as soon as you throw an LED in. And you probably don't need a glowing waterfall every day, but you can throw a light behind it easily. Especially these little pods. We get these things, like 10 of them on Amazon for $10 or something. Maybe not right now. I don't think they're actually shipping anything if it's not food or medicine or whatever. But
Yeah.
by the time Wildlands launches, you can get a bunch of these things or whatever. But yeah, so you could probably light your own waterfall.
Alpha Stream 1 says, I have those waterfalls
Alpha
and
Stream?
dig them. Yep.
Is that it's Teo?
Hey.
Teos with a S.
Tails.
Teos Abida. He wrote Dungeon of Doom and Cavern's Deep. He's an all-star. We love that guy.
You know.
You're an all-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go. Bang.
It was building a bridge. Look at this.
Yes. Instead of two 1-inch bookends, how about a 2-inch stone stair ladder type thing? Could be used or with or without the waterfall.
Oh, you know what I haven't figured out actually?
Oh, that looks
Ooh.
nice.
That looks so
I need
nice.
to, and you know what I would do? Probably, let's pick this up here. We, I didn't figure out how these terminate with banks. That's going to be a thing. Yeah, there's always another thing here. The banks on
What would be the guardian of the waterfall?
Fire Myrmidon?
Fire elemental Myrmidon.
Yeah. The Guardian of the Waterfall?
That looks wonderful.
I forget. I keep needing to say
The Rabbit Archer.
names, but somebody was mentioning statues on either side, like Lord of the Rings. They could
You know, Felipe did a sketch of a thing for, flanky bits. Well, that's the thing is you could, with this, you could conceptually, like, let's just for fun pretend we don't have any Dread Hollow. Imagine that. A life without Dread Hollow? Tough.
Someone suggested we make waterfalls similar to the KS6 ice wall pieces. And that
Yes.
person was Eldritch Alchemist.
Ooh, cool name.
You could also, if you want to do waterfalls now, using your KS6 ice walls is definitely
It's
looks
not-
the part.
Not crazy. Right, so you could do a little something like that with your Aaron Thor pieces. Don't throw anything here. No, that's too.
Lava Wine says, "What about friendly
Lava Wine?
Lava Wine.
Oh, man, these names. We need to have a best name contest. Well, I guess everybody wins, but
Lots of winners.
Yeah, we're
What
all-
about friendly fire spirits? Not everything fire has to be nasty.
true.
Just like the fire spirit from Frozen 2.
Oh, I still haven't seen Frozen 2.
I
Or
haven't seen
one.
the first one. Yeah.
You know, I think my kids think it's scary, which maybe it is. I don't know. There's
There's
Your
pills.
kids are
different people find different things scary.
Well, supposedly
I was
Olaf
scarred by
is
seeing
5 feet
Bambi.
tall.
Okay, so it's,
Rightfully so.
it's yeah. Wait, how can you say Bambi is scary but Frozen is not? Well, I haven't
It's-
seen
it's-
Frozen.
it's
so I
like
don't know.
emotional
He loses
distress.
his mom. Like, spoiler
Yeah.
alert, but
No,
like,
she gets
that's
murdered, like, straight out of
terrifying.
the-
When you're a kid, I don't know what happens.
Thought
in
of your
Frozen,
mom
but-
dying?
Yeah.
I tried
And then
to
the whole
show.
thing catches on fire.
I tried to show Grayson Finding Nemo because like, oh,
Finding
you love
Nemo's
this thing.
very scary.
Oh.
In the first 2 minutes, the mom dies. She gets eaten
Yeah.
by a barracuda, and then the kid gets separated from his dad, and then sharks show up. And he's like, nope, I'm done. He's like, the sea is a terrible place. I'm never going there. Like I'm out. Like this is not for me.
Ooh.
That looks really good.
Carrot Thay, who won
So
the
that's with just Aaron
first
Thor bits.
giveaway, asks, "What about a water wheel? If the fins are long enough, minis could stand on them. Those at an angle, if they have metal, could also hold minis with the roof steps from City Builder."
I give you a yes, but how often have you needed a water wheel in your build? Crickets.
Yeah, no comment.
Yeah. No, it's like that's the thing, right? So we all the time we'll come up with like, oh yeah, we can make this cool thing, and then you're like, well, how many times do you need that? I'm like, well, never. Like that's one of the things with like, I don't know, even mine carts, which is a thing that people ask for. I'm like, how many times have you been on an adventure that had the mine carts? Maybe once, maybe there's a thing, but it's not like, I feel like you'd put waterfalls in more often than you'd put mine
But
carts.
if you had the terrain, you'd use it more.
Maybe. But I don't know. I'd rather make things where we're pretty sure people will
Ooh.
often use, or at least give it enough options, right? So you maybe haven't run into an Oblivion Nexus a lot of times in your life, but there's so many different ways you can use this thing. You'll end up putting it in there. Because it could just be a mountain hunk. You could put it as a summoning circle, whatever.
The Alpha Paladin wants to fight you and says, I use mine carts in a water wheel at least once a month, or at least
Really?
just contest it. That's what he says.
All right.
And then the person who initially suggested it, Karathe, says that she uses it in all her Watertown encounters.
Well, yeah, the water, that. All right, so those two can buy the and we'll see what else.
Hunter Watches says surf lizard folk.
Surf lizard folk. I've got. Yeah. Anyway.
Ooh, a
Surfing
magnetized
over.
Knighthood X asks, would there ever be a
Magnetized
magnetized bridge
Knighthood X?
with
Ooh.
planks that are magnetically attached?
Ooh.
That would
I was
be
thinking
cool.
magnetized waterfall at the beginning of that question.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool
all these
too,
things
though.
are. Oh, good. Let's even go
Entire
higher.
campaign based on werebeavers now says Argit Keve Kava.
Whoa, that just rolled off your tongue. man.
Yeah,
That was
right.
smooth. What? Was there any consensus on people's preference for waterfall types?
They
It
were
was just
going
a
back
fight.
and forth
Yeah.
between modular and beautiful, and they want both.
Yeah,
Yeah, they kind of want both options.
module.
I think that we can make modular very beautiful, not meaning it's the most modular, but also we can make modular beautiful, meaning it's not the most beautiful. So
Like what?
it, you could go both ways, and it's still going to be beautiful or modular. It just depends on how much of each.
Right. That is the eternal. That is the eternal question.
Now people are saying both again.
Oh boy.
Well, if you ask if they want A or B, they're gonna say
Both.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. This is why. Man, that survey we sent out. Like
Yeah.
the number of answers. Like yeah, reading through those responses, it's a lot to digest.
Should we draw
People have a lot of opinions.
the lava
You're talking
fall?
last chance to enter Lava Fall. All one word.
Lava fall.
Lava Fall to win the
Lava
Lava
Fall?
Fall mocks and prototype with working LEDs.
Woo!
Hey, that was a Nate sound effect. You just stole it.
Sorry.
You totally stole my sound effect.
I know, I have the board in my pocket, and I was like, this is just going to be quick use right now.
Okay, I think that's been about 10 seconds since I announced it's the
All right,
last
countdown?
time.
Alright.
Yeah.
So now,
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Bada-bing.
lava fall.
Dwarven Gorge!
Dwarven Gorge.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yes!
Congrats
You know what?
on
See-
a great name.
Good
Great
names.
name awards. They it
pay
pays
you off.
off. Yep. You're me.
Yeah.
Help.
You know, the editing Nate nonstop for 2
Oh,
years has really
it'll-
made me... I'm gonna absorb him one day.
It'll do things to your brain.
Yeah.
Also, just sort of not seeing everybody for a few days.
Well, I was doing
So they-
impressions of all of you in my apartment.
I want to hear it.
Ooh.
Oh. Well, you know, whenever Eli's not here, it's right.
Right.
Right. Let's see. Who else? A lot of the words are not appropriate for our
Oh,
PG
yeah, keep
audience.
Oh, I see.
Keep it family
I don't get
friendly.
it.
It can be a stretch goal. That's Toby.
Toby.
Chris just gave me the dirtiest look.
Don't let him troll you.
Did I mention I went to Vienna? Who is
Is that
it?
Eric?
That's
Who is-
Eric?
That's Eric.
Okay.
That's Eric.
I wish.
Oy vey.
That's
Jay.
Jay. Yeah.
These are more just quotations and not
Yes.
impressions. I wanted to hear like the voice.
Oh, okay. Zinger.
Oh, Gabe. Yep.
Can't forget that one.
But he has that kind of quiet whisper. His voice is always like,
Zinger.
hey, Zinger. Yeah.
Zinger.
Is that you?
No, that was just me making a sound.
Oh.
I would like this bit to
Alright,
end now.
here's a,
Okay, it's done.
Here's a waterfall. There you go.
Azure Cobalt says, "Hey Nate, how about
Hey.
using the 2x2 waterfall and passage next to sewers?"
Next to sewers?
Yeah, and Lava Wine says your hair looks great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. He's probably talking to Selena.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nope, it says Nate's hair
Oh.
on the top cam is great,
The top cam.
but Selena also has nice hair.
Oh.
Oh.
I should have gone full screen on that.
Should have just gone in on it.
It was pretty
Um,
gross.
I don't have any sewer stuff at hand, but yes, we could definitely work something in there. What else do we? Did anybody have waterfall questions? Should I try and start carving one of these?
Wait, I have another impression.
Oh no.
Okay.
That wasn't it. I hate this.
You
chose
brought
this.
it back.
Why-
up.
chose it?
I know.
We
Wait,
swiftly
you went out of your way for it.
respect you not wanting to do it. Is that me?
It's hamster.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Hamster says, ha ha ha, thank you, Selena.
He was the only one that got it.
Yeah,
he was cracking himself up.
Is
over
that
there.
what he laughs
Aaron would-
like?
You've
I
been
think
missing
he's like
that
a-
bit.
Yeah,
Kinda.
Ooh,
We
Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, now look here.
we have a lot of
Yeah.
strong laughs. in it.
Yeah.
All right, let's put on the apron and
So-
start cutting the thing. I'm gonna work on
Oh,
one of these.
Padme's lover is here.
Oh.
He said, is Selena going to improv sing some more Lava Fall songs?
Mm.
No.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a...
It's a song.
What songs do we? What did you just
The
mic
lob
Conda?
under the.
Oh, I put my apron. Hey, here's a question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between an apron and a smock? Like, this isn't a set of a joke. It's like a question. Like, is this an apron or
Oh,
is this a
actually?
smock?
Isn't a smock that like doesn't go all the way up, right?
A smock is more like a shirt.
Is it?
I don't
Well,
know.
I know
I
in,
think
in
a
elementary
Smocks are like
school.
what painters use, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like it goes over your body. It's
Maybe
not.
it's like...
It's not an
thing with
apron.
the
Apron you tie around
pockets.
yourself.
We have the internet like at our
Smock
fingertips
has
right now.
sleeves.
What?
Smock
I
has
wanna-
sleeves.
I wanna-
Smock has sleeves.
A smock has sleeves?
Safe word.
That's what I'm saying.
A smock has sleeves. Huh. All right. Well, so this is an apron then. It's not fine. I was calling it a smock because it sounded cooler, but
Oh yeah,
Right.
smocks are the ones that look like backwards
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
collar
backwards shirt.
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
those
they
are
make,
cool.
They make our kids like wear them in
Blame
art.
me.
All right. I'm gonna make.
Who
this
said
thing-
completely?
Hamster.
Oh, I see.
Rock out with your hawk out.
Ah.
Use
see what you did
smocks to
there.
make your mocks. That was a Thoris tale.
Oh, is he here?
He is here.
Hey.
You know, Letitia
That
got
guy.
the hamster reference. She's here.
I have never heard him laugh like that.
Death28 says, "What was that sound?"
Oh.
Womp womp.
What does he want to see? Where's that close-up cam?
Oh no, it was my laugh
Oh.
sound.
I
That
thought
was
it was
a
like
good
the
sound,
coolest
too.
sound ever. Yeah. That's the sound of work getting done.
It is a pretty threatening noise, though.
Yeah.
Well, people when I walk around with the honing steel in my bed, it looks like a kind of like a dagger, and I've had people say, "Whoa, is that a knife?" But mostly just Ray, actually, the janitor or whatever. But I was like, "No, it's a honing steel."
How much do they understand what we do in here?
0.
Okay.
0%. They think we sit around and play with toys all day, which is
I mean,
correct. Yeah.
we should invite them in for a game.
You can run that one. You can run-
That would be awesome.
playing D&D with Gary.
That'd be an
Yeah.
experience, man.
The
And the guy that scratches his belly.
Oh, Domingo.
Is that his name?
Yeah,
Okay, Domingo, Gary, and Ray.
that would be a game.
The Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Murder hobos in the making.
Bloodfall. Acid fall.
Is smock the safe word?
Smock.
Smock.
Do they have any questions? Any feelings? What's everybody doing during self quarantine?
Can you mock a waterfall with a tree growing on it?
Ooh.
I can mock anything.
So maybe
That
a
sounds
dumb
like chilling.
question, but can we expect a Wildlands Kickstarter?
Oh, no, that's not a dumb question. You know what? We have no idea. We've been making all these plans all year, and
Life
Cor-
just keeps throwing us curveballs.
coronavirus it's just hitting us from all sides. So in fact, we don't even know if we're going to be physically in this office next week. So they may go to shelter in place. So we don't know. We our goal is to launch at some point this summer, and I don't see why that shouldn't happen. It all. I don't know. There's a lot of unknowns, but ideally, we could launch in June if things have cleared up. Maybe it's July. Maybe we get lucky and it's May 31st. But it's not going to be before May 31st. I can tell you that.
Ooh.
But I don't know. I would love it. It better be before Gen Con for all of our
Yeah.
sanity.
Shane Patrick said he wants to know if we'll be in the office tomorrow because we have packages arriving from Aurora.
Oh, yes. So it's a
I'll come here just for the packages. Don't you worry.
so it's a 3-part thing with clues. We have to figure out what it is.
Oh.
Right? I think that's the
From
gag.
Aurora?
Aurora.
Yeah, the sculptress.
The little girl.
The young.
Yeah, I
she's
remember
like,
her. She got your
how old
horns
is she?
for you.
12,
Horns.
10,
She's like 11.
16, 12?
She's 82.
She's awesome. She's the future. She's when she how old do you have to be to work?
15,
15?
depending on the industry.
All right,
I was
so
13
15.
working for my mom's company.
She'd come knock on our door at 15. We can
Are we scouting?
start her. Yeah, for the new
We're,
talent.
as soon as Aurora is
Dude,
old enough
she's
to
awesome.
move here.
Yes,
Big
For-
fan. Big
for
fan.
sure. Where do they live?
I don't know.
Oh, you know who else sent us a package?
13
Is
in August.
Smuggler's Coffee sent us a package
Ooh,
of
yeah.
stuff to
Love
give
those
away.
guys.
I think they're here, actually. They were here earlier.
So we're gonna give away next week. We will give away some Smuggler's Coffee.
Very cool.
Yeah, it should be
Or, if you get us to
Pretty
300 viewers in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
300. We can just
It's
open
delicious
it up. We'll
coffee.
open it live.
It's worth 300 views.
And we'll tell everybody to get a viewer drive out. If they can go, if everybody invites one friend, we hit 250 people. We'll give out the resin. How many pieces are that resin? Casey, how many pieces are in that thing? That's like the river
You
and
invite 8 of your closest friends and you form an airplane. And
What?
everyone puts in, viewers, terrain. Everyone puts a certain amount of terrain forward, all to the first person. But then each of the other people in your airplane have their own airplane.
wait, what?
Wait, what?
This
You're
sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Wait,
Is this
a
what they call
ziggurat.
marketing?
A ziggurat scheme.
It's
Ooh.
I know it sounds like a pyramid scheme, but it's actually a multi-level ziggurat.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
It's
not
a ziggurat funnel.
It's not a pyramid scheme. You see, it has 5 sides.
Yes.
28 pieces.
It's a dodecahedron scheme. 28 resin pieces, waiting for a happy home.
Might be worth building with them, too.
Yeah.
The waterfall.
Oh, Justice Armand's a healthcare worker.
Oh, I
so
love Justice.
Thank you, Justice,
Oh, yeah, no
for
kidding.
doing all the good work and also being on Twitter talking to us constantly. You're the best.
And he's just super nice. We met him at Gen Con. He writes cool stuff. He's like, justice is dynamite. We need more justices we need justice in the world.
We really need justice in this world. Aurora's going to be 13 in August, so I was
Oh.
right.
So a couple more
Yes.
years.
Eat my shorts.
Said that 5 minutes ago.
Did you?
Yeah, but you
Oh.
tuned me out
Yeah, I did.
because I talk too much.
You said it. Not me.
Yep.
Azure Cobalt wants to know about Plaguestone.
Oh, everything is delayed, and we don't really even know how much at this point, because we don't know what shipping is going to be like. Right? I don't know. I think shipping is getting bottlenecked right now, and I don't know. At best we're shipping in June. Currently, Plaguestone Hellscape goes out first, with Plaguestone right on its tail. Actually, we got a couple of pieces.
Woo!
Yeah, but we don't know. It's probably June, but it could change. Oh, let's just get this over. Yeah, we got some test shots yesterday. Oh, speaking of which, these were did we show the DF light panels? These were the new versions of the DF light panels.
Oh, man.
These are for Hellscape. Yeah, they're gonna be super cool. Oh, this is not the black one. It's a blacker black than this. That one.
It's
The
very
blacker black.
sleek.
Yeah. This is from Plaguestone. We got this arch, which is gonna this will come off with thorn walls, and it fits the double doors in there, like the gate. I don't have it offhand. And then there's the wall with the iris in it.
And Michelle sculpted every thorn
Cut her fingers.
forever.
Yeah. No, there's so many thorns on these. Like I can't even get. It's like hundreds of thorns, sharp thorns. Here's his Plaguestone curved cages. Eli worked in these. They work with the rest of our cages. Help me! Oh, it's a caged waterfall. Boom, boom. And then we got some hellscape stuff came in. Like, this thing is like my favorite, most disturbing, awesome thing. I need white paint. You see that? Like the crazy. This is a Nina Heath special. Look at that.
You can see her talk all about it, and Devil is in the details on our YouTube channel.
Oh my.
Oh, you?
Every forge has its thorn.
Ha! Necromancer's Drawbridge.
Oh,
and
how?
This thing, the good thing we waited because now it has the spikes on the top. I did not have those in castles when we first made. Eli went back and added spikes.
Mager Higgins would like to know about the Wormwood certificates.
Oh, yes, we need to make that happen. It's on my to-do for the Hellscape update and the song. We owe people the song. Dwarven Forge. That song and the Wormwood gift certificate. We haven't forgotten about you. It's coming.
Athoris Dale says, "What's best for supporting you guys in this time? Saving for Wildlands or buying from the stock store?"
My Venmo
Wildlands.
is.
Wildlands.
I said my Venmo is.
Oh, viewers. We want viewers. We want to hit.
It's
partner.
true.
Yeah. And save Wildlands. Everything's Wildlands. Wildlands.
Yeah, we gotta knock Wildlands out of the park.
Wildlands for victory. Oh. Holy moly! Look at that. It's not perfect, but it does fit there. Or it fits better here.
Is that polystone casting?
Yeah.
Someone says they're gonna. It's Grim444 says they're gonna catch up on their YouTube Dwarven Forge while sheltered, which is work of Selena's.
Yeah. She's tossing her hair.
Most of it, anyway. The bad stuff isn't mine.
Whose is the
Right.
best?
Anything before you came along.
You mean stuff like shot in like Stefan's bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, no. There's like.
Can we hear the story of that?
What did it even? I don't know. For some reason, he had some backers come over, for a painting video. I don't know exactly what the story was, but there wasn't. I don't think there was a plan. And they just like showed up, and he had them start painting. And it's like the dungeon paint tutorial, and then they had to like clean their brushes and all try and pack into his bathroom. And clean their brushes. It's on the internet.
The love died.
No.
Trying to find a way to get it charged.
So.
It's on this side.
It charges
can
with
plug it in.
USB-C.
Yes, I'm trying to find a way to plug it in. And still have it be able to.
We'll just grab a.
In the
If
meantime,
we can unplug the
I can also move this mic over
would
to
your
there.
laptop be okay if it was unplugged?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's do that then. Let's find
all right. So let's see what the comments are saying. Please hold for technical difficulties.
I do have a question, but
Okay.
All right.
you have to answer it, Nate, and you don't have a mic.
I can walk over to your mic.
How different is sculpting moving water versus the bi-directional interpretation of the magma pieces in Hellscape? Is sculpting rushing water harder?
That is a good question for Nina and Eli. We should save that one for when we do the sculpting stream with Nina.
You got it.
They spent a long time figuring out that magma, the sculpting of the magma from. Where do I want to choose this? Let me pull it up. You close it. All right. So figuring out this, the flow of this actually was like was a long. A lot of staring at moving lava and figuring out how to make, because the idea was like this, you don't know how people are going to use this thing. You can't say, oh, it's only going to go this direction. Like this lava this magma could be moving in any direction. So this was it was a heck of a challenge to figure out how to have a thing that made it look like it was flowing. any which way, and still feel like magma versus water, and just look awesome.
Is that Dwarvenite?
This is This is a test shot
Will
from.
will the wildlands be translucent so LEDs can be placed behind them?
Most of the stuff will not be, but we will. Yes, there will be some translucent pieces, but most of it.
Oh, sorry, waterfalls, not wildlands.
Oh, yeah. We'll
Yes,
make
yes.
the waterfalls probably of this stuff, so you can put. I don't know where my little thing went. Tiny little light. It's hard to imagine how I lose anything on here.
Do you need an extension, Chris?
Yes, we will.
Dent28 said, while quarantine, we should do a fan contest. Have people submit builds to us and then vote on them, and the winner gets the next build of the month shout out on YouTube.
That's a great idea.
They would only have to submit what sets they use, so you could recreate it with the pieces, and they could convey on the stream what was needed. That's like a crowd-funded build of the month.
Yeah,
Crowdsourced.
idea or something. Yeah, that's a fun idea.
Well, our favorite, the one that gets the most. But the problem with voting is that it becomes a popularity contest.
Yeah.
So we don't like to do that. We like to keep everything random, to be fair.
Although maybe we.
But if we choose in-house,
What if we did? Yeah, we could have a cutthroat voting in house or something. Because I don't want to leave it a chance. Because there's gonna be some stuff that you're like, oh, that's the perfect sort of thing for a build of the month. And some of them it just doesn't work, and some of it whatever. And but yeah, I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, let's put that together.
love that.
Nice. Nate's voice is back.
Yay! I'm back. I missed me.
Cutthroat voting. EA says Dwarven Forgery, which is a fake
Whoa!
Dwarven
Not to
Forge
be confused
account.
with Dwarven Gorger.
Oh my god.
Dwarven forgery.
You know, that's
hilarious.
there's somebody out there that's a Dwarven Forgery person.
like that's
we
gotta
do
be
not
Nina's,
like that
like,
person.
That's like Nina's Finsta for Twitch.
That's
Yeah.
a troll account.
Her Fwitch.
Wait, Fwitch is a thing? Jeez.
I don't
Yeah,
know
because
if
it's
it
the
is.
Finsta. Oh.
You fucked up. Sorry.
Hey, PG.
Shoot.
Good recovery.
Where's the... Falling apart here,
Lots
guys.
of technicals.
Yeah, well, we should probably wrap
need
up
to
before.
see
What
the
are we at?
webcams.
We're like,
We're at 179. It's 9:02. So
yeah. But you know what we can do?
what can we do?
Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to roll over this the resin set giveaway to tomorrow. So tomorrow night's stream, we are gonna do critical rebuild. So we Tyler picked the ziggurat from episode 34, the first season. It's the subterranean ziggurat of the Briarwoods thing. We had a big fight, and they got up to got the Sphere of Annihilation thing, whatever the heck it is. And we built out most of it. We'll finish it up tomorrow. But we took a map that a battle map, like a thing that Matt had just drawn in dry erase, and actually built it in Dwarven Forge. So a cool multi-level ziggurat. So we're gonna walk through that tomorrow, show a couple of tricks on how we built that. Tyler will field a bunch of questions about Critical Role. He's our resident like critter expert, head critter, Lord Critter,
Lord of the Crits.
Lord of the Crits. Yeah. And we will do. Let's roll the resin set to the giveaway tomorrow. So that will be. If we can hit 250 tomorrow, we'll give away that resin set, and we have some other giveaways tomorrow too.
Yep. Yes.
Should we
have-
make them wait till tomorrow, or do we tell them now?
Tell them now.
You want to
Get
tell them
them
now?
excited.
Okay, so tomorrow we have an arcane alcove that we're going to be giving away, and then
Encounter 2, Dungeon of Doom.
we have a stretch goal also for tomorrow, just so we can actually hit that. So tomorrow, if we get to 250, we will give out a gauntlet.
The
Oh, I didn't realize it was on hay.
Let's do the. Wait. Are we gonna do the gauntlet and the resin This is
At
crazy.
250?
This is
I
crazy.
say if we get to
That's pretty
300.
nuts. You think
I
300?
think we can get to 300. We have all
Should
the
we do
critical
resin at 300?
Critical Role's
Sure.
dark. We all need something to do tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's write it. You know what? We'll have everything in the hopper and see what happens. And like, so we're giving away the Gauntlet, which is at Encounter 5 from Dungeon of Doom, Encounter 2 from Dungeon of Doom, Arcane Alcove, giving out some resin. Who knows? I may give out something else. I don't know. Okay, no, I'm not. I take it back. It's
Okay.
sorry.
No. I'm
All right.
helping you. Do you want to give out coffee?
Oh, should we open
Ooh,
the Smuggler's Coffee?
coffee.
Let's open Smuggler's Coffee.
Great thing for
Let's have a
rations.
bunch of Let's have a bunch of stuff ready in case an army
If it gets
shows
nuts.
up and wants to watch some stuff. We'll
More
just keep
people,
giving
the
stuff
better.
away. Yeah.
It's basically rations that we're giving you with the coffee. But we'll figure out the numbers for stuff tomorrow, and then we'll formally announce the giveaways. But yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
All right,
Well-
let's wrap it up. I'll go home.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's sleep.
So, take us to the wide.
So yeah. Come on in.
Oh, we're already in it.
Right away.
We're here.
Yeah.
All right. So this was episode 3 of On the Anvil. We're figuring out our we're hitting our stride with the show, figuring out what the heck it is.
Let us know if you like this layout. It's a little bit different than last week. Was there something you would change? We're not opposed to constructive criticism.
We are pro constructive criticism,
Solidly and
anti-destructive.
aggressively collaborative. Wildly collaborative? I guess aggressively is.
Both.
We're I'm
Gregariously
aggressive.
collaborative.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts. The big purpose of this is to interface with you guys, and so it should be in a format that works for you. So let us know what's working. Let us know what's not working. Let us know what you'd love to see more of. And thank you. There's a lot of content out there that you could be watching. Thanks for choosing to spend some time with us and seeing a little bit of what we got going.
We're going to try to stay tuned in to you guys. We're going to stream as much as we can.
Yeah.
Who knows what'll happen.
With no limits. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is tomorrow. Somebody asked that. So that's the stream for tomorrow. Next week, we're probably going to do a similar schedule. We'll formally announce what we're doing as we figure it out. But expect streams next week. Expect streams every week.
We're hoping that you guys are gonna do some wargaming next week.
Okay.
Well, we'll see what happens. If we're sheltering in place, that's gonna die. I don't know. We don't know. We can't tell you what's gonna happen exactly. But we'd love to do some more wargaming. We'd love to do some stuff. It depends on who can actually get to the office. If anybody can get to the office,
Or if it's just
Why not?
me playing a
Yeah.
violin alone, Skyping Nate.
you can play violin.
No.
Oh,
That's what makes it sad.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for Critical Rebuild, and we'll see you next week. And stay healthy, right? Stay safe, stay healthy. Play with your toys instead of
Flatten
going
the
out.
curve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call your loved ones.
Yeah. FaceTime everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Good night. Thank you. Bye.